Well, hey everyone, how are you? It's your favorite crazy haired wannabe clown, Phil in the Blanc. You want to know what my middle name is? It starts with an N. Put it in the comment section, take a guess. If you get it right, I'm going to give you a free $700 gift certificate to my favorite steakhouse. And I'll let you know what it is. If you can't make it, that's okay. I have Starbucks. Season 24, episode 2. It's National Reverse Day, season 2, episode 24. Keegan-Michael Key and his beautiful wife have a book telling you about the history of comedy, which I'm very familiar with. Hey, you want to save some money on traveling? I'm going to help you out today. So make sure you stay tuned. It's October 6th. Hey, find someone you love and give them a hug. Happy Halloween. As you can see, I'm already testing out my costume. I'm going as the most successful YouTube streamer in the world. And I'm going to get a lot of candy. And it all starts with you. Give me the chocolate. Save all the fruity stuff. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to smash that dislike button if you hate this. But if you like it, you can smash the like button. I have no idea what your taste is. If you like this video, you're probably the type of guy that likes eating raw meat in the middle of the park while coyotes are surrounding you, howling at the moon to the tune of "Oh Christmas Tree." Or just sitting there with like raw meat like dripping from your chin and stuff. Anyways, Moulin Rouge. I guess there's someone from that show. I hate Moulin Rouge. I have a great story about an ex-girlfriend that made me watch Moulin Rouge. I was 19 and she was 20 and she loved Moulin Rouge and wanted me to watch it with her. And I felt I had to if we wanted to neck on Blueberry Hill. And about 20 minutes in, they started singing this terrible cover of an Elton John song. I believe it was Ewan McGregor or very terrible concept. And she's trying to explain to me, like she's trying to get me into it and say, Moulin Rouge, well, it's this place. It's like if they're in France and the Moulin Rouge is where everyone goes. And I think it was like a brothel or something like that. But after 20 minutes, I was like, can we just make out, please? And I could have, and then she told me that, or I read the back of the Blockbuster video, and it said like it was over 2 hours. And I'm like, 2 hours of people like swinging at some like red themed like nightclub in France. And I guess it was a romance. I was not into it. To this day, every time someone says Moulin Rouge, all I think of is Baton Rouge, and I think of Garth Brooks. So I believe that Garth Brooks and Nicole Kidman are married to this day, and it's just one of those things. Like I also can't spell aluminum correctly, and I mispronounce Caribbean. Um, so that's my story, and I hope you liked it. Hey, if you like that story, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Where'd my viewer go? Where'd you go? I had a viewer on YouTube and he left. Anyways, well, everyone else that's tuning in and staying, thank you very much for watching. Keegan-Michael Key and Elle Key from the book The History of Sketch Comedy are going to talk about, I guess they're going to talk about the history. They're going to start with, watch, I bet they mention Alan Arkin, Second City, right? Because Keegan went to Second City, so I bet they talk about Alan Arkin in Second City in Chicago. I bet they're going to talk about an improv, and then they're going to talk about SNL, and they're going to talk about SCTV, and probably even before SNL, there's going to be some stuff. I don't know about how people would perform in like the 1920s and 30s, these little comedy skits. And because Mike and Keegan Key is part African American, don't be surprised if he brings up something about how black people used to do this live stage shows back in like the 1900s, and they're probably responsible for inventing it. And then white people stole it and made it popular because they had the power to bring it to the masses and to market it and stuff. And I have a feeling that's going to happen. Somehow he's going to bring it up that back either in the slaving days, that's what black people would do to entertain, and they pretend, and we should do that. Or it's going to be like in the 1910s and 20s, 1900s, 1890s, sometime between the 1890s and 1920s and 30s, back in the Amos and Andy days. And they're talking about radio. They might even mention Amos and Andy doing like voices and characters and doing these radio skits. But the performances, like a lot of African Americans would do that and perform, and that was a way for them to get jobs. And white people would give them money. It was a little money, but to the black people, it was money, and to the white people, it was a way for them to get entertained and basically laugh at the African Americans making fools of themselves. But the African Americans were just being funny and performing and making money doing something they love, something like that. That's my prediction. So you put in the comment section what your favorite Halloween candy is. I think Snickers is the winner, so don't even bother. October 6th. 2023 season 2 episode 24. We got the inbox too, which who cares about that? And I'm going to go. I've been constipated, and I feel like that's going to end. So I'm going to use the washroom and take a number 2. That means poo poo.
Live Monday, October.
And enjoy the show,
Number
guys.
9,
Thank you so
starting at
much. Make sure to
noon.
smash that like button and subscribe to all your friends. Share this link with all your friends, or don't. I don't care. Don't do it. I'm sorry. I take that for every sin in my skin.
Today, a funny duo who knows a lot about comedy. Elle and Keegan-Michael. Plus, hidden travel deals as we wrap up our Pack Your Bags week. Also, your thoughts and comments on another edition of The Inbox. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Ripa and Monica Silo. 2023.
When you text people, your friends, your girlfriends, the kids, do you use like abbreviations?
You know, not really.
Are you adept at knowing what people say when they use,
It depends. My mom abbreviates almost everything.
What?
Even though it's excessively long, to which I always reply to her TLDR. And then she's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, you'll figure it out. Because my mom will like abbreviate every word.
What is it?
Too long, didn't read.
See, I didn't know that. If you knew what that meant, smash the like button.
But it's all like abbreviated words.
There's a new one.
Yes.
IG.
Instagram.
You know what that
IG?
means? Yeah.
Instagram?
IG?
Yes.
Instagram?
No, I don't.
You don't know? Does anybody else know? I guess.
That also means Instagram.
I mean, have we really hit the point where we can't?
Lazy.
So like she sends me like 3 paragraphs. It must be like 500 words. And like I would say, I mean, she probably sends me 500 words over like 3 separate texts. She thinks that she breaks it up. Like here, like she's writing chapters. Here, let me write these 2 paragraphs and then pause. And then so that way I could read that. And while I'm reading that, she'll be typing. So by the time I'm finished reading, she'll strategically have the next couple paragraphs. So it's honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 500 or 600 words. And out of those, I would say that like 30 or 40 of them are abbreviated. So it's like, just imagine how long it would be if she did. And she's abbreviating words and phrases that I have no idea, that aren't even trendy. She just makes them up. She just thinks if I abbreviate that, it'll shorten it. I have no idea. So it's like, she'll be like IWTTS. I went to the store. But she'll say like at the beginning, so I went to the store and I wanted to go buy milk and they were out of milk. So I had to go, so I didn't buy that. I just bought orange juice and I figured we wouldn't have milk and cereal could wait. And after IWTTS, because now I'm supposed to figure out that IWTTS means I went to the store because she mentioned it in full at the beginning. So I think God bless her heart. She's trying, but bless her heart, which means F her.
But it's all like abbreviated words.
There's a new one.
Yes.
IG. You know what that
IG?
means? Yeah.
IG?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You don't know? Does anybody else know? I guess.
I mean, have we really hit the point where we can't?
Lazy.
What else?
Well, I.
So what if you say, I guess that Instagram is cool. That IG is cool?
Anybody else know? I guess.
I mean, have we really hit the point where we can't?
Lazy.
What else?
Well, ILY, I love you. IYKYK.
I know you know.
If you know, you know. Right, yes.
IJBOL.
I just
Bought other
Bought.
Luxuries.
Bought a log. No, burst out laughing.
Oh.
So wait a minute. What's the difference between IJBOL and LMAO? So do you IJBOL, LMAO together? So you just say, I just burst out laughing and I'm laughing my ass off. Right? Sorry for saying that. I mean a donkey. I'm talking about donkeys. I laughed my donkey off. Do you really, I mean, is that what you do? Is that like proper texting etiquette? You say IJBOL and LMAO? So, and then do you have to say, and then if you send like 5 emojis of a cracking up face with tears, that lets you know it's really funny. See, you know what really hear them laughing incredibly, like laughing out loud and bursting out laughing, and you could just hear them and you could genuinely tell exactly to what level they were laughing. Because some people might say, like that's really funny, and they just go, but they're like, I just burst out laughing, and what they really did was go, ah, and it's like, no, I want to hear your voice. I want to say a joke, and I want the gratification of hearing you go, oh my god, like I want to hear your laughter. I want to be able to judge myself and know exactly what I'm working with instead I have to take your word for it. And people are so, it's so easy to lie nowadays, and people take advantage
I love
of
you.
it.
IYKYK.
If you know, you know. Right, yes.
IJBOL.
I just
Call out.
Bought. Bought a log. No,
I
burst
just-
out laughing.
oh.
OOMF.
Oh.
Anybody? One of my friends or one of my followers.
Oh, that's not what I think it means.
What does it mean to you? Say it. You don't even know. You know what?
I think that has a double meaning.
Go ahead. What do you think it means? What do you think it means? Because I know what you're thinking. Even go ahead, make a joke. What do you think it is? Right now, improvise. OOMF, dirty. I know that MF stands for mother. But what does the OO stand for? Right now. So you just said, oh, I know what that means. It's dirty. Well, what's the OO stand for? See, it's not funny. It's not funny when you say, oh, I think that has a double meaning. Like, I thought it meant something else. And you just think the crowd's going to laugh because of MF. But it'd be a lot funnier if you were able to real quick be like, oh, I thought that stand for like only one M or F-er. But you didn't do that, did you? Even I had a stall to come up with something to fill in the blank for you. But at least I came up with an answer.
I think that has a double meaning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think we need another abbreviation. Just do you have somebody that
instead of I don't think we need another abbreviation, don't you mean IDTWNAA? This just in, Mark. There's a new abbreviation. It's IDTWNAA, which stands for I don't think we need another abbreviation. See, instead of saying that, you could have just said IDTWNAA.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think we need another abbreviation. Just do you have somebody that texts you and they misspell every single word?
Ryan Seacrest. Yes. We are.
Is he the worst?
Wait, what is it? Wait.
Well, I'll tell you why. That's not because he's typing. That's because he's probably using his microphone and he's just speaking into the phone. And then he's sending it right away without reviewing it and then correcting all the mistakes. And if you use the microphone and you just talk and say, hey, Kelly, I was going to the concession stand and I was going to buy some popcorn. Would you like some? You know, if you say, hey, Kelly, I'm going to the concession stand. Do you want some popcorn? And you just send it real quick. It'll say like, hey, Kelly, I'm going to the, to the canvas store and I'm going to buy some, and I'm going to butt sore poppy seed. Would you lick some or something? And I get it. He's like, either he doesn't even notice he's doing it, or he thinks they'll figure it out.
Every single word.
Ryan Seacrest. Yes. We are.
Is he the worst?
Wait, what is it? Wait.
The worst.
Wait, I forgot to do it. If you know.
YK.
Okay. Okay. If you know, you know. If you've gotten a text. Ryan Seacrest, you will say to yourself, this person is trying to tell me something. But for the life of me, I cannot figure it out.
I do the, sentence dot dot dot, sentence dot dot dot, sentence dot dot dot, sentence dot dot dot, sentence dot dot dot. And then I send. Like just bullets. And if I realize I misspelled something, I go and do asterisks and with the correct spelling. What I don't like.
That's if he responds to you, which he probably will not.
What I don't like is when people do a sentence, send. Sentence, send.
Yes,
send.
That's how
the
teens do it.
What is that?
The teens, and by teens I mean young adults. I mean Lola. She will ask me a question while I am giving her a detailed response. 75 other things are coming up with, and then
that's annoying.
She'll send me arrows pointing up to what she wants me to respond to, and question marks coming up, and it's
I just want to answer the question.
Yes.
I just want to answer in order what you asked me. So give me a moment.
Correct. That's right.
Because then they're rapid firing more questions at you. It's annoying.
We're old. Settle down.
Right. Like if we were having a face-to-face conversation, would you ask me a question? And then as I was 4 words into my response, would you then start asking me another question? And then I would, and then as I'm still answering your first question, then would you wait like 5 seconds or 7 seconds and then say, and then all of a sudden ask me another question that is now 3 sentences and 30 seconds long. And eventually I would just say, yo, hold on. And you would stop. But over texting, you don't know that. So you're just texting. You're just basically like, I just want to end this. I got 7 questions on my mind. And I'm going to go shop, or I'm going to do whatever I'm doing with my, I'm going to go to this hotel room with this guy. I'm going to go shop. I'm going to do whatever. Here's the 7 questions. Here's what she's doing. She's saying, here's 7 questions that I thought of that, take your time, answer them at your own convenience, and, take the whole day. Like, we're not going to have an hour-long conversation of me asking a question, and then you answer it, and then you give me a follow-up question. And then, no. She doesn't want that. She wants to spend 5 minutes asking you 7 questions or speaking into the phone, blah, 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 send, blah, 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 send, blah, 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 send. And then she puts it back in her phone. She lives with it, and then she just goes on. And whenever you answer it, she'll hear a bleep, and then she'll say, hold on, check. Okay, good. And then she can go back on. And she could kind of still manage to get 10 hours of fun done while you answer the questions, and she can multitask. Where back in your time, to get those 7 questions asked to your mom, it would probably take a whole 6-hour pot of coffee. And then your mom would be asking you follow-up questions. And you know what I mean? And you wouldn't be able to tell your mom, you know what? Can you stop asking me questions? I don't care. But Lola can just ignore your text and lie to you and say, oh, I didn't get it. I must have been in the bathroom, or my battery ran out for a while, or something like that. Like, you could send her a text, like you could answer her first question and then ask her a follow-up question. Like, why are you asking this? You know what I mean? Or she'll be like, so what do you what do you think about this blah, 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 this painting or something? And then you might say that and be like, why do you ask? Where are you? And then she'll totally ignore answering your question, where are you? And by the time she gets back, you'll probably forget you asked. Or if you do say, where were you? Then she might tell you. And then you could say, well, why didn't you, when I texted you, where are you? Why didn't you answer? And she'll be like, well, that wasn't the focus. The focus was on, I needed you to answer these 7 questions. Like, I just needed you to answer these 7 questions that I had on my mind. I wasn't trying to have a back and forth conversation. So what you up to? Then she won't answer what you up to.
That's right.
Because then they're rapid firing more questions at you. It's annoying.
We're old. Settle down. Gotta get it. First of all, Lola, I've got to get my reading glasses out of my purse. Okay, so there's that. So take a beat.
Right.
I gotta put it on. I gotta figure out what it is you want. Now I'm gonna give you a detailed response so that I'm gonna answer all of these other questions that you are now rapid firing me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I was a big fan of voice to text. But
say you're going out to dinner. This is what Lola would do. Lola would say, hey, have you guys ever tried like a Brazilian steakhouse? Bloop, send. And then right after that, there's a Brazilian steakhouse on like Fifth Avenue. Have you tried that one? And she just says, have you tried that one before you even answer the first question? Because if you answer the first question, if she gave you time and you said no, she wouldn't even have to ask the second question. Have you been to the Brazilian one on Fifth Avenue? Because by the first question, by you saying no, you've never been to one, that would include the one on Fifth. So she saved herself. But then while you're just reading, well, not while you're getting your glasses, there's another one. Is like, oh, my friend, Carol said that, that they got good steak and shrimp there. I was thinking of going there for dinner. Is it okay if I go there for dinner, or did you have something planned? And then now you're reading the first question, and now she's saying, like, the reservations are at 7:00. If you don't answer in the first 10 minutes, I'll just assume no. But if not, it's okay. We could go on Saturday. By the way, if Saturday, if I like it, do you want to go next Saturday? And so now you're reading this, and now you're reading the first question while you're trying to answer. No, I haven't been to a steakhouse, and I haven't heard of the fifth one. And it's like, and it's like, and if you can't do dinner, can we do Sunday brunch? There's a couple new places I want to try. A place that has crab cakes Benedict. Are you allergic to seafood? And just like, she's just like, every time she thinks it, she's just like thinking it and talking it and send, talking it and send, talking it and send. And you're like, what the hell? Hold the hell on. And now you're spending all day going through like 12 questions, and she just spends 5 minutes asking all these questions, puts the phone in her pocket, and she'll just get back to you whenever her phone goes. Your mom finally responded to one of your questions. She'll stop, she'll read it, and she'll be like, okay, and go on. And you're sitting there spending 40 minutes with your glasses. What does this emoji mean? What does this mean? What does KPPFD mean?
Take a beat.
You know what I mean? Keep Kelly's fire.
Right. I got to put it on. I got to figure out what it is you want. Now I'm going to give you a detailed response so that I'm going to answer all
She
of these
doesn't want a detailed response. She gives you a detailed question, a long question. She just wants a short answer.
Yeah,
yes or no.
Or a thumbs up. I was a big fan of voice to text. But no, they don't. It never really gets what
They never land their plane fast enough.
Enunciate things correctly. So
Yeah.
it's like it's gibberish.
Is that why sometimes I get incomprehensible text messages from you?
I do. I am a fan of a voice message. We just put the thing, just like delivered
and talk.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I like that too. Elle said, and I frequently communicate that way. And she's so funny because she's like, I'm at Masi's basketball practice. And all I hear in the message are basketballs. I'm like, for the record, you never have to include that because I can hear the basketball.
Squeaking of the shoes.
Squeaking, yeah. So today, guys, don't know if you know this, it's a very exciting day around here. It's National Body Language Day.
Oh my gosh. What's your body language? Are they going to somehow try to, with innuendos and euphemisms, suggest to us what they do when they want to have sex?
I uncrossed my arms for that.
Yes.
Oh. What does it mean when you accidentally drop a piece of paper on purpose and bend over to pick it up? What does it mean when you take 7 seconds to bend over and pick something up off the floor in front of your partner?
Thoughtful and problem solving.
I sold memberships at a health club back when I was in college, and I was good. I could sell a membership. Sometimes I'd never see that person again, but they bought the whole thing, and that was unfortunate. But whenever I saw someone sitting like this, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be
a challenge.
This is going to be a challenge
because this is a problem solver.
Yes,
they're going to solve the problem.
They're trying to see through your bullshit.
Closed off to the idea,
but it's not closed off.
They were, suspicious of the handsome devil across the way trying to sell a health club membership.
These are like just facts about body language. So, smiles can be deceptive.
Can they?
Eye contact can lead to trouble.
That is true. Someone that excessively smiles be aware of them. They're up to no one smiles that much. Someone that is always smiling, or someone that is smiling at a situation where it doesn't call for it. Like if you're like at a funeral and someone's smiling, it's something's up. Or just a regular day, you're just like having a conversation, and someone says hi. Someone that's always smiling is they're trying to hide something. They're trying to give you a false sense of who they really are. They're probably afraid of you finding out who they are. And they're very They don't like who they are.
Eye contact can lead to trouble.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble in my bedroom, aren't you? Huh?
They say that
Aren't
it
you?
can be indicative or considered aggressive behavior. Pull it back a little.
Like an animal in the jungle making eye contact with an animal who wants to fight you. Like two rams look at each other in the eyes before they lock horns.
Over last summer.
And one of her friends pulled an American Beauty on me and treated me as if I was Kevin Spacey and she was Mira Sorvino and tried to have sex with me in the middle of the night while I was making coffee. Lola's friends trying to get that zaddy. Remember, rams lock horns. Before rams lock horns, they stare at each other in the eyes like they're getting ready to fight, like a un toro in un matador. Look at that smile. That right there is a fucking scumbag con artist that's trying to sell you and bullshit you to try to get you, sucker you into buying a year-long health membership and to spend like $500 a year on a membership that you're never going to utilize. It's never going to help you. You're going to go to the gym like 3 times in 1 month. The second month number 2, you're going to go 3 times. Month number 3 once. And for months 4 to 12, you're never going to go, and you're going to be out $527.62 after tax because of this guy's smile and his muscles. You're like, if I go to the gym, I'll look like him. No, you won't. No, you won't. You will not look like him if you go to the gym.
So,
They say that it can be indicative or considered aggressive behavior. Pull it back a little.
Lola
it
had,
back just
Lola
a
had
little
some
bit.
friends over for her graduation over last summer.
Yes.
And there was a bunch of guys that came over. I had never met these guys. And I go, "Hi, Mark and Swale, it's nice to meet you." And she's like, Dad,
You're being aggressive.
freaking those guys out. Like, what do you mean I'm freaking them out? I'm just saying hi. I don't know them. I just want to make sure we see. I want to look into their souls.
That's because Lola knows that look means that when you do that, Lola knows that look means what you're really saying is, hey, if you get my daughter pregnant and leave her, I'm gonna beat your ass, or hey, that look means, hey, don't think about sticking your fingers up my daughter's vaginal. Don't you think about licking the poop chute, okay? Right? Make sure that door's open. That's what she's doing. He's doing. He's pretending that you're a freshman in high school and you guys are gonna study. Hey, I know what you're up to. That's what he's letting you know. It's like, hey, if you're trying to get into the panties, I want to let you know that I'm watching. And if you try to do my daughter wrong or you hurt her feelings, I'll hurt you. And then Mario Lopez will pop out and be like, hey, what's up? I was in the closet the whole time. Are we threatening young guys? What's going on? What's good? I like that.
Was too much. I would linger on the handshake too.
Yeah, see,
Don't blink.
I was happy to not meet them. I was like, oh, good. They're children of this day and age. They don't want to meet us either.
That could be intimidating.
Yes, men express discomfort differently than women. Typically, men tend to touch their faces when they feel uncomfortable.
Is that true?
Well, that guy's uncomfortable.
I touch my face when I'm in deep concentration.
Okay, we've only made one man uncomfortable in here today. If I've only made one man in this audience uncomfortable today, then I have failed at my job. Women choose to touch their necks, their jewelry, and their hair when they're uncomfortable.
Huh.
Yes? Yes. No?
No,
yes.
because I've always been taught, and I've actually witnessed this with me and with friends of mine, that girls touch their hair when they're horny. Or more specifically, I should just not say that every time a girl scratching her hair, like, oh, that girl's horny. But when girls are talking to a guy and they touch their hair, that means that they're interested in the guy and that they're getting aroused. Because what they're trying to do is they like the guy, and what they're trying to do is they're kind of fixing their hair in case it's messed up. They're trying to look as best as they could. Some girls might just say, I need to powder my nose. Especially if they say powder their nose, that means they like you. Because if they didn't like you, they'll just say, I got to go take a shit. Right? But if they might go look in the mirror and they want to fix themselves because they want to make sure they look as presentable as possible because they want to make sure that the guy doesn't see one hair out of place and be like, you know what, she was cute and she was doing it for me, but then that one little hair was sticking out above her left shoulder, and I was like, nope, this girl will be a terrible wife. That's not the truth. That's not going to happen. Whatever. So that's what. So that stinks because what if that what if I believe that and then I'm talking to a girl and she plays with her hair, she touches her hair while she's talking to me, all of a sudden I'm gonna think that she's nervous or something
when they're uncomfortable.
So and this has happened. So if I'm with a girl and I'm talking to her and she's like laughing and I think she's cute and she touches her hair, am I supposed to now think, oh, I'm making her feel uncomfortable? And then I start panicking and then she's thinking like, oh my God, like I played with my hair. I thought that was a sign that like that lets me know that like, hey, I'm interested. Or maybe she subconsciously does it and then I think, oh, she likes me. But what if she's really doing it because she's uncomfortable? Because I'm this weird. Like if I go to a bar and I talk to a girl, she's playing with her hair. How do I know that that means that she's trying to make sure she looks her best because she likes me, or she's feeling uncomfortable? And my presence and me talking to her like I'm some stranger, some creepazoid or something. Like how the hell do I know? Now I got to ask her. I'm sorry, you just play with your hair. Do you like me, or am I making you feel uncomfortable? Well, what if I did like, or what if she did like me and she was feeling me, but the fact that I simply asked that question changed it. And she's like, you know what? I did like you, but the fact that you asked that's kind of a weird thing to talk to a girl about when you're flirting. Now it's all different. And now I'm going to leave. All right. Who's that? That's my dad. He's hot. What's his name? Kevin Spacey. Great. Does he like flowers? Great. I got roses in my garage. Bring the blender and the smoothie milk. Like, come on. Bring the muscle milk.
Women choose to touch their necks, their jewelry, and their hair when they're uncomfortable. Yes? Yes. No? Yes. Okay. All right. Women are just touching themselves all over the place.
What a show.
Women have discovered themselves today.
Thank you, Kelly.
A shortcut to being attractive. Okay? You want to know the shortcut to being perceived as attractive, everyone?
Yeah.
Tilt your head.
Oh.
Ready?
I feel so uncomfortable.
Do I look cuter to you?
You're adorable.
When I tilt my head? Yeah.
I see it.
You see it?
I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holding your arms. Okay, this is so you, Mark. This is counterintuitive, but holding your arms behind your back indicates that you don't want to be approached. I have seen you 1,000 times.
The philosopher's walk.
I have seen you 1,000 times do that where you put your arms behind your back, and I think to myself,
First of all, it's not called the fucking philosopher. And when you had the body language expert on the show, she fucking told you it wasn't called the philosopher's walk. You said, what if I do this? And then you got up and you walked around and you did that. You said, well, what about when I do this? With the philosopher. And she goes, okay, that's called the blank, blank, blank. And it wasn't the philosopher. You called that the philosopher because that's what you wanted to be called, because you think that makes you sound what's it called? It makes you sound like if you're of means. Like it makes you sound smart. It makes you sound important. It makes you sound like you're intelligent and special or something. Like, what about this? The philosopher. She goes, oh, that's called the. And she said that it was called. It makes you seem like you're willing to be arrested. I forget what she called it. I gotta look it up. But it wasn't called the philosopher. She's the body language expert, and she specifically told you what it was called, and it wasn't called the philosopher. And here you are now, 3 weeks later, still calling it the philosopher. Why the fuck are you calling that philosopher? It's because you want people to think that you're a philosopher, that you're smart, that you're capable of philosophy. You want people to think that you think of yourself. Well, first of all, either you think of yourself like Socrates or Plato, but you know that's wrong. You want people to think of you. You try to put yourself out there and sell people, just like you sold people on these scam ass health gym memberships. You try to sell people onto the fact that you're some kind of smart guy like Socrates or Plato, because when you talk, you want people to listen. Even when you come up with some stupid theories about, the meaning of life, or what the best thing to do is, here's the move. Here's what you got to do. When you go to the park, do this, and you can multitask and do this and kill two birds with one stone. You want people to say, damn, Mark's smart. That's what you want. And you're trying to sell people on the fact that you're smart, and you want people to go around saying, I was talking to Mark Consuelos and he had this great idea, this great philosophy on like how to approach life or something. That's the dream. That's the swampland you are selling these architects, these developers. That's your bullshit. You want people to think that you're smarter than you are. So I'm going to walk like this because that way people won't find. If I walk like this, people are less likely to figure out my secret that I'm a dumbass, that I'm incredibly stupid, that I'm unintelligent, and that I'm not smart at all. So I'm going to try to portray who cares? Just be yourself. But no, it's not. No, people can't know I'm dumb. I have to trick people into thinking I'm smart. Guess what? Most people don't give a fuck about your IQ or anything. You're a rich guy who got rich because you fit a prototype that soap operas are looking for. You're not a good actor. You're decent enough, but you built enough of a fan base through you and your wife and your soap opera fans. Just like Britney Spears came out with the movie Crossroads. She's not a great actress, and everyone fucking knows that. But you know why they gave her the movie? Because they could make a profit, because they figured enough of her teeny bopper music fans that were 9, 11, 12, 14 years old would go see the movie, not because it was a great movie or because they thought it would be great, but because Britney Spears was in it. And they'll do anything Britney Spears. People that liked All My Children will go watch a television show that you're in or a movie that you're in simply because when they were younger, they liked watching All My Children. That's it. And you feel like you have imposter syndrome. That's what the fuck you have. You think you're not talented enough to deserve to get the money you've gotten, which it could be true. You're not really that talented when you talk about like the great actors, but there are different levels of acting, and there's extra work, there's side roles, there's character work. There are people that are just themselves and they have a unique voice. And because of their voice, they go on cartoons all the time, and they don't even do a voice. They just talk regular, and they're like, this isn't fair. People have gone to school and practice and do eight different voices, and they go through training and they practice and rehearse with their voice. I just read off a piece of paper and they pay me like $300,000 a year. That's imposter syndrome. That there's a lot of hardworking people that are passionate about acting, and you take their job simply because of the color of your skin. Not to mean that it's pity because you're a person of color, but because you're brown and you're tan and you got muscles, and they say, you know what? We're going to hire you to play the security guard because this guy who's passionate about acting, he read great, but he's 300 pounds. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to play a bodyguard to like Whitney Houston. You're just not. You know what I mean? So it's what's it called? Typecasting.
Your arms behind your back.
It's not the philosopher.
You don't want to be approached.
It's not the philosopher.
I have seen you 1,000 times.
The philosophers walk.
I have seen you 1,000 times do that, where you put your arms behind your back, and I think to myself,
you're a fucking liar and a phony.
We're in for something.
It's like when you're, browsing or shopping or doing something like that. I'm just looking, and sometimes I do that. I don't want to be approached by the salesperson.
You don't want to be approached.
Maybe.
You want strangers
Really?
to think that you're a smart person because they don't know any better.
All right,
they're an
one more
easy
thing
mark for a
before we
con
go.
man.
These are the revealed items of world travelers. These are things across the globe that people cannot live without when they travel. Okay? Which I think is interesting.
Give it to me.
Okay, ready? The Brits.
Yes.
Any British people here today? Didn't think so. Brits cannot travel without a good book.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an. Oh well, I'm not going to say. That would have been mean.
The Brits.
Yes.
Any British people here today?
Woo!
Didn't think so. Brits cannot travel without a good.
Without a piece of raw fish. That's right. No, they cannot travel without tea. How about tea?
Book.
Ah.
Surprising no one,
That's a
right?
lie.
Don't they seem like scholarly?
Does it have to be
Always
a book, or can
under
it
the
be,
arm. If you
or can it be a
If
Kindle?
you see a movie about British people, they are always carrying a book, even though you know they're probably not going to read it. But there it is, the book under the arm. Right. For the French, hand cream. Yes, very
Butter.
emollient, fragrant.
No. They call it
soft.
hand cream.
Yes.
Yes.
We
They
call it butter.
They have a routine, a skincare routine.
Okay.
Even the bed bugs are carrying around little tiny hand creams.
They're very moist.
IJBOL.
And in America, are you ready?
LOL.
This is so American.
French fries.
A Slurpee.
That was number
Their
2.
cell phone.
Americans can't
I
travel
just cell phone.
without headphones.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
don't.
true.
We don't.
Yeah, because we don't want to hear the British and the French people on the plane talking about their hand cream. That's right. We carry headphones because we don't want to hear the French people talking about their hand cream and the British people reading out loud. Because we don't want to hear British people. That's right. We wear headphones because we don't want to hear. That's right. We wear headphones because we don't want to hear Brent. That's right. Because we hear. That's right. Because we don't want to hear British people reading out loud and the French people yapping about their delicious hand cream and how it goes great with pommes frites.
Don't necessarily want to hear you.
That's right. I get to choose who I hear.
Don't necessarily want to hear you or deal with you, even in your country.
I like it.
That was fun since we're traveling.
Traveling,
Yes.
All right, we have an amazing show today.
Elle and Keegan-Michael Key are here.
Saw them backstage. Always great to see them. And it's Pack Your Bags Week. It concludes with Hidden Trap.
Since we're traveling. Yes.
All right, we have an amazing show today.
Elle and Keegan-Michael Key are here.
Saw them backstage. Always great to see them. And it's Pack Your Bags Week. It concludes with Hidden Travel Deals.
Ooh, I like it.
Good deals.
Sorry, guys. I had to type that little bit in for all my followers. I know you have patience because you love me.
Keegan-Michael Key are here.
Saw them backstage. Always great to see them. And it's Pack Your Bags Week. It concludes with Hidden Travel Deals.
Ooh, I like it.
Good deals.
All right, everybody, you know what time it is. It's time to play some more.
Let's say hello to Rebecca Simony from, where is she from? Fairfield Township, Ohio, who watches the show on WCPO. Rebecca, is it chimney or simony?
So technically Italian it is chimney, but it is pronounced samini.
Samini. Samini. Chimney. Okay, cool. All right, you know how this game is played, Rebecca? You've given us 2 statements. One is true, one's false. I have 60 seconds to decide which is the truth. If you stump me, you will win this. And this. Careful, Rebecca. I've had a very good week this week. Here are your 2 statements. I've been to half of the Disney parks around the world.
Oh, that can
or
make sense. That
I
makes sense.
scored a 36 on the ACT.
Okay, bullshit. No one that gets a 36 on the ACT is watching Kelly and Mark in the fucking morning. Half the Disney parks, what is there? 8? What is there? China, France, California and Florida. That's 4. Maybe there's one in Australia. Maybe there's 6. She's been to 3 of them. That's easy. It's the truth is I have been to half the. I'm going to say it's true that you have been to half the Disney parks. Scored a third. No one that takes a third. Someone that scored a 36 on the ACT is in a fucking lab in fucking the northeast part or in fucking Northern California, in northeast fucking United States, or in fucking California. That's it. Someone is working with a white coat on right now if they got a 36 on the ACT, or they're busy like they run their own business and they're like waking up on a private jet with some European prostitute they bought. Easy. ACT lie. The truth is that you've been to half the Disney parks. That's too easy. There's no way you got a 36 on the ACT and you're a stay-at-home wife or something that's watching this show for fun.
Around the world, or
Not true. Not
I
even
scored a
close.
36 on the ACT. Let's get into the ACT. What's a perfect score?
That is the perfect score.
That is the perfect score.
Where did you go to
You
college?
fucking idiot. Hey, philosopher.
Miami University.
Miami
The
University?
fucking idiot
Yeah.
philosopher.
The one in Ohio or the one in Miami?
The one in Ohio.
Ah.
See how he tries to be like, I'm the philosopher, like I'm studying everything. I'm really smart. He's like, what's the high score on the ACT? And they said that is a high score. And then he looked stupid. Like he just felt really stupid. Like, oh shit. He just thought to himself, I just got busted fucking for being an idiot. Like I can't take that back. It's live TV. If this was filmed, he would have wanted to stop it, go back and film it again. He would want to edit this out. Because he can't have people notice that he's just a fucking dummy that doesn't know that.
Careful, Rebecca. I've had a very good week this week.
Yeah, well, you're doing. And this is an easy one, though. You'll
Here
get
are
this
your
one
two
right too.
statements. I've
You'll
been to
get this
half
one right
of the
too.
Disney parks around the world, or I scored a 36 on the ACT. Let's get into the ACT. What's a perfect score?
That is the perfect score.
Look at his
That
face.
is the perfect
He just realized,
score.
oh shit. Look at he feels like an
Where
idiot.
did you go to college?
Tried to change the subject real quick.
Miami University.
He's folding his
Miami
hands.
University?
Yes.
Or the one in Ohio or the one in Miami?
The one in
Oh,
Ohio.
look how smart he is. See how he's folding his
Very
hands?
smart.
Love and honor.
Yes. What did
Yes,
you study?
yes.
I actually studied mass communication, so
Okay.
I specialize in film.
Interesting.
Ah.
Okay. Name the parks that you've been to around the world.
Euro
So
Disney.
I've been to all 4 in Disney World,
Oh,
the 2
the
in
parks.
Disneyland, and the one overseas in Disneyland Paris.
What's that like?
I mean, all Disney parks are amazing.
Ass kisser. Is that because we're owned
They
by
are, aren't
Disney?
they?
They are. Aren't they?
Happiest place on earth.
Happiest place on earth.
Is that's your grand total of parks?
See, the question is, they get paid to say that. Why would you say that? It's a great place for
Happiest place on
undecent
earth.
people
Happiest
without
place
children
on
to
Is
be
that
creeps.
that's your grand
That's all I'll
total
say
of
about
parks?
that. What's
Grand total,
8?
I'm just saying it. That's all of the parks you've been to.
Yeah, how many? Ask how
Yeah.
many. Because if she says she's been to 8, you could do in your head, are there 16? I don't know if there's 16. Because I would say that between, Disneyland Paris, is Disneyland Paris and Euro Disney the same thing? Did they just change the name, or is it 2 different ones? I think she's making it seem like that's a lie. She's a bad liar, but maybe that's the trick.
yes.
All right. Smarty pants. I know a couple of people who have gotten 36s on the ACT. I'm related to one of them.
And you stress yourself.
I didn't get one.
You got a 12. You don't even know how to spell ACT.
But I don't think that's it.
When Mark first heard he had to take an ECT, his response was, "Wait a minute, you mean I got to take a mouthwash test? You mean I got to take a quiz on mouthwash?"
All right. Smarty pants. I know a couple of people who have gotten 36s on the ACT. I'm related to one of them. I didn't get one. I don't think that's it. I think the truth is that you've been to half of the Disney parks around the world.
I agree, and we're both wrong.
You are correct.
Yeah, that's
Even
easy.
though I
That's easy.
You didn't win a mug or a t-shirt, but you still have a chance to win a great trip, right? It's time for Pack Your Bags Travel Trivia.
I just think that's not after the social media is not watching.
You didn't win a mug or a t-shirt, but you...
Boy, who's that cutie? Hey, babe. Damn, she's a MILF. All right, so now we're going to dance
or a t-shirt,
and
but you
watch
still have a
me
chance to
dance
win a
and
great
compare it
trip,
to the girl
right?
that danced.
It's time
Ready?
for Pack Your Bags Travel Trivia.
Wait. She's got her left arm out and her right arm's moving. Okay. All right, so now you can compare my dancing to hers. And on a scale of 9 to 10, or I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 9 or a 10? That's how the kids do it.
You didn't win a mug or a t-shirt, but you still have a chance to win a great trip, right? It's time for Pack Your Bags Travel Trivia.
Dancer Alicia Frank from Boston, Massachusetts. Are you a cheerleader, a dancer in school?
Former dancer, and I just got engaged.
Okay, Deja, spin the wheel and see what else Rebecca's playing for.
No, right there, right there, Mark's still in stump Mark what he's saying. I'm gonna say that's a lie.
Got engaged.
I'm gonna say that's a lie. Yeah, stuffed animals from the carnival don't count. Yeah, it's not possible to get fiancés by breaking a plate with a 12-inch softball from 10 feet away. Yeah, pounding a frog into a aquarium filled with eye drops or aquarium. Yeah, pounding a frog into a fishbowl filled with eye drop liquid doesn't get you a fiance. No, Kermit doesn't count. And by the way, that's not a frog. That's a dragon. Yay! I dance.
Are you a cheerleader, a dancer in school?
Former dancer, and I just got engaged.
Bullshit. Hi, Tom. Hi, John.
Okay, Deja, spin the wheel and see what else Rebecca's playing for. Okay, a trip for two to the Hyatt Regency Grand Reserve, Puerto Rico. 7 days, 6 nights in an ocean view room. It includes 3 meals daily, which we can all agree are all the meals. Yeah. It's a prize valued at $10,600. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck, Rebecca.
All right, Rebecca, here we go. Earlier this week, we talked with Leslie Odom Jr. Who
yes.
did Leslie
Crack
say
cocaine.
made their Broadway debut in the original
Oh, I'm
production?
sorry. That's Lamar Odom. I always get those two confused because they all look alike.
This week, we talked with Leslie Odom Jr. Who did Leslie say made their Broadway debut in the original production of his play?
Martin Luther King Jr. Or you could say MLK.
Davis wrote the play.
He did. And this actor starred in the play in his debut.
Oh, the actor starred?
Don't remember.
I don't think he said the actor that starred in it. He said that Martin Luther King made an appearance to watch it. Ozzie Davis wrote it, but I guess I would say Ozzie Davis starred in it, but she didn't say Ozzie Davis starred in it, and that was her guess. She said he wrote the play.
And this actor starred in the
She was
play.
probably saying that in case it was like he started it, that she would say Ozzie Davis wrote the play, be like, yes, Ozzie Davis. But then if they said Ozzie Davis is wrong, she'd be like, no, I didn't say he was the star. I knew he wrote it, and then she'll find a loophole. She's trying to trick them. She's trying to scam them into giving her two guesses. She's trying to trick them. Just the same way that Mark Consuelos tried to trick people into spending over $500 a year on a health gym membership that they would never use.
Ozzie Davis wrote the play.
He did. And this actor starred in the play in his debut.
Oh, I remember. Alan fucking Alda starred in the play as one of the young slave boys.
His debut.
The slave master's son. Alan Alda. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh,
Sorry.
Alda.
Alan Alda.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Listen, we still have exciting news. You'll now be entered into our grand prize drawing for a Caribbean vacation valued at approximately $14,000. You and a lucky member of our studio audience will each receive a $500 gift card to wine.com, where you can also find gift baskets and accessories. So please pick a number between 1 and 110.
I'm going to pick 3 for, in a couple weeks, I will be cancer-free for 3 years.
Oh my gosh. You know what you should do? You know what you should do is you should give her a mug. Oh, now we should give her a mug.
In a couple weeks, I will be cancer-free for 3 years.
We are so happy for you.
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Hope to play the game again with you real soon.
Yes.
Coming up next, Elle and Keegan-Michael
Still ahead on Live. We wrap up Pack Your Bags Week with hidden travel deals. And coming up next, writing couple Elle and Keegan-Michael Key. Once in a lifetime is never enough.
Never enough. When I wear diamonds, I feel powerful. Fun. I feel on top of the world.
Sorry, guys. This fucking... Oh, come on, Michael. You could have done better than that.
Name the parks that you've been.
Let's see the parks that she's been to.
Name the parks that you've been to around the world.
I've been to all 4 in Disney World.
All right.
The 2 in Disneyland.
6.
And the one overseas in
7.
Disneyland Paris.
So Disneyland Paris only has 1 park?
What's that like?
So that means there's 14 parks in 5 locations?
I mean, all Disney parks are amazing.
They are, aren't they? Happiest place on earth.
Happiest place on earth.
Is that your final answer?
An irregular heart.
Oh my Lord, Jesus Christ. Pardon my language. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior is what I was saying. And remember, Michael Keegan Key, before he became successful, used to be very unattractive. He used to have hair on the side of his head. He was bald. And he dressed like from a thrift store, which is fine. We all do it.
Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget on Monday's show, Arnold Schwarzenegger will be here.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Yay.
and we'll be sharing some important information you won't want to miss.
Okay. Now, she's funny, he's funny. And together, they wrote a book about being funny called The History of Sketch Comedy. Please welcome to the show, Elle and Keegan-Michael here. You know, you two, people always talk to us about working with your spouse.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes.
What's your take on it?
Yeah.
What's our take on it?
Yeah, what's your
it's
take?
wonderful.
we started on the work side, as you know.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a little while. So we started on the work side together. So someone the other day said, what's it like when you
Okay, so you guys weren't dating, and then you started dating first, and then you worked together. You either started working together, or you just happened to get cast or something. No, you guys actually worked together, and you met on set. And so when you met on set, though, was it that you met on set and then like you liked each other and started dating like after a few weeks, or did you actually work together for like 5 years, 6 years, and you were just always friends? And then one day you're like, look, dating's always been unsuccessful, and you're like, dating's always been successful. You're like, you know what? You're pretty cool. Why don't we ever go on a date? Like, can you see me that way? Kind of, you know what I mean? So basically, you weren't interested in her. You were interested in finding someone else that more fit your dream girl. And after a while, you were like 30 or 33 or 34 or something. You said, you know what? I don't think I'm ever gonna like. I'm on Comedy Central. I'm rich. I'm famous, and all these girls on Raya are just like not feeling me. And it's like eventually you're like, screw this. Hey, Elle, you're kind of cool. Do you think I'm cute? All right, let's go get some French fries and have oral sex.
Tell us.
Yes.
What's your take on it?
Yeah.
What's our take on it?
Yeah, what's your
it's
take?
wonderful.
we started on the work side, as you know.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a little while. So we started on the work side together. So someone the other day said, what's it like when you decide, oh, you know what? We're married. We should work together. And I was like, no, it's the other way around. We work together. What would it be like if we were married? And
Yes.
We went the other way.
You
Yeah.
did as well.
We did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it makes it a little easier,
It
right?
does when
Yes.
you like know each other
Be friends
foundationally
first
first.
and-
That's
Yeah,
right.
of course.
That's right. You guys have been married over 5 years.
That's it?
Congratulations.
Oh my God, dude, he really fucking gave up. I thought he was like 33 or something, and they've been married for 20 years. And once Keegan and Kate, Michael and Kay, or Keegan and Peele came out, like after 1 or 2 years, he was trying, and he said, screw it. Like, you know, girls aren't liking me. Like, he thought he'd be able to go out to Hollywood clubs or go to the Viper Room or whatever the hell. And like girls would just be throwing themselves, or he'd be going to girls that were out of his league. And once he'd say that I'm on TV, that they would like all of a sudden be like, oh, you know what? All of a sudden I like you. Or he'd get gold diggers. It's like, yeah, no, thank you. And you're like, no, look, I have an American Express black card. I have a black card. And they're like, nah, not going to do it for me. Not at all. I mean, this guy really was like doing comedy and stuff. I mean, he was kind of quote unquote famous for 20. This guy's like 52. You're telling me he was 47 after 15 years of being famous and with dating apps and Tinder and Raya and going out to Hollywood where there's vampires and gold diggers galore. You couldn't find anyone that would want you to put a ring on it. I mean, come on, you're funny and stuff. And so you're 47 and you say, you know what? I might as well just ask this girl I've been working out, you know, this girl that I've been working with. I should ask her out on a date. Oh, you know what? It's like, I thought that being famous would kind of put me up on the scale, would put me up to at least the B level of girls. And even they're like, no, I'm going to wait for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is not dating you. I know. I'd still rather wait for him than date you. That's exactly what happened. I figured, I mean, come on, dude. In 15 years, you couldn't get like there's lots of cute comedians out there and you just settle for someone you work with. You must not like getting out. No offense, but she looks like she's got a couple issues going on with that freeze frame.
Over 5 years. Congratulations.
Yes. You just got bored. This is someone that didn't even try to date. This is someone that at 46 years old, 45, just got bored of being single and said, hey, you want to go on a date? Sure. Okay. Like, he didn't even try. He's like, I'm just gonna, you know what? I just want to have consistent sex without having to pay $500 for breakfast.
You guys have been married over 5 years. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Who's the best gift giver of the two? Who's the best gift giver?
Yes.
Oh, Elle's definitely the best gift giver.
Okay.
Yes.
She's like, uh-huh.
For
She's like,
Christmas last year.
She gave
Was it
me a
last year?
blowjob.
It was last year, yes. For Christmas last year.
And I never
she
give
gave
her a
me
blowjob.
gift of a pinball machine.
Okay.
Oh my
Like
God.
an actual pinball machine.
Yeah, Jersey Jack's makes this Toy Story 4 pinball machine, and it has Ducky and Bunny on the side. But it's incredible. It's an incredible
love
pinball
pinball.
machine. But it was a terrific. It was a good gift, but it was the red herring gift.
She's really insecure about her looks because she does not want to lose this one. She doesn't want to let this one get away because she knows if Keegan leaves her, she's going to be single and lonely for the rest of her life.
And he didn't know I ended up getting 25 tickets to the Lions for friends and family, and we went to the game, and he kept seeing people he knew. Oh my God, you're at the game. And I was like, shh, don't tell him we're all sitting together. He has no idea this is coming.
Yes, that was the gift. That was the real gift. Yeah.
You should have invited my dad. He's the other Lions fan.
The other Lions fan.
Actually, I think there's a lot more.
We have a big game coming up.
We have a big game coming up. 2 weeks. Tampa Bay versus Detroit.
That's right.
And
at Tampa.
At Tampa Bay.
All right.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good right now. I just have to see how my Lions do this week.
This week, same.
Yes, same thing. If they both, it would be great if both teams were rolling into the game, both 4-1. That'd be awesome.
I hope that's it. You guys went to the Kansas City New York Jets game, yes?
Yes.
Did you sit with Taylor Swift?
We actually we were sitting somewhere else, and we had some friends that we knew were near that area, and we did go and spend a little time over there. And she's absolutely lovely, and then she wouldn't let us leave, so it was very cute.
Oh, that's amazing.
She was adorable. I think we were kidnapped, but
we did get kidnapped.
Hold on. You're telling me that you're famous enough to get access to say hi to Taylor Swift, and you couldn't find a wife in 15 years of being a famous comedian that like is on like award shows and on NBC and Comedy Central, and oh come on, you're not even trying then. You're lazy.
We have a big game coming up.
We have a big game coming
2
up.
weeks.
2 weeks. Tampa Bay versus Detroit.
That's right.
I'm gonna pick the Lions to win.
At Tampa Bay.
All right.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good right now. I just have to see how my Lions do this week.
This week, same.
Yes, same thing. If they both, it would be great if both teams were rolling into the game, both 4-1. That'd be awesome.
I hope that's it. You guys went to the Kansas City New York Jets game, yes?
yes.
Did you sit with Taylor Swift?
We actually we were sitting somewhere else, and we had some friends that we knew were near that area, and we did go and spend a little time over there. And
Okay, come on. This fucking mute shit. This is the fucking box. This is it. This is the fucking box now. This is fucking me up. Oh my God. She was amazing. She was adorable. Look at all this shit. Oh my God. Don't tell me I'm going to have to fucking unplug. Now it's going to go fast all the way to like 15 minutes. I guess I'm going to have to unplug after this fucking episode. Dude, what's good with you? Shit.
on the side, but it's incredible. It's an incredible pinball machine. But it was a terrific.
Yeah,
it was a good.
There's your typical. That's like daytime TV morning host 101. Any talk show host. Oh, I love pinball.
Oh my God!
She could be like, I bought him an all you can eat, raw human meat experience. Oh, or I bought him an all you can eat cannibalism bar experience. And Mark would be like, oh, I love cannibalism.
At the game, and I was like, shh, don't tell him we're all sitting together. He has no idea this is coming.
Yeah, that was the gift. That was the real gift.
Yeah. You should have invited my dad. He's the other Lions fan.
The other Lions fan.
So you guys went to a Lions game, and you were under the guys that the two of you are going to a Lions game, and secretly she had bought 23 other tickets or 25 tickets for other friends, and then was going to surprise you after the game and be like, hey, let's all go out to lunch. Like it was going to be a surprise. Or was it kind of the plan is that one by one he'd be seeing his friends and be like, hey, Joe. And you'd be like, hey, what's going on? Hey. And then like you'd go out to the bathroom, you see, Frank, is that you? Hey, what's going on? What are you doing here? I'm at the Lions game. And all of a sudden throughout the match, he's just going to see like people he knows and be like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing here? I just saw Frank and Joe. Like you're at the game too. And kind of like almost like a little Twilight Zone meets Candid Camera kind of a thing.
Was the gift. That was the real gift. Yeah.
You should have invited my dad. He's the other Lions fan.
The other Lions fan.
Actually, I think there's a lot more.
Must be nice to just drop $15,000 on random football tickets
2 weeks. Tampa Bay versus.
and not worry
Detroit.
about making your rent.
At Tampa.
At Tampa Bay.
All
Yeah.
right.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good right now. I just have to see how